Dignitas if they are going to continue that rebuild and to be as impressive as they have been. This is the sort of game that they'll be looking at as a must-win, especially considering they are still in that battle for the top 6.
Yeah.
Haven't quite managed to get away just yet. Obviously, later on, they're going to have some favors done for them when Guild take on Endpoint. As apparently Jack trying to show off some of that individual skill.
Yeah, he didn't get the reset there. It was a huge chance for him because he didn't have anybody challenging him. So a bit of a giveaway there from Jack. Dignitas will be trying to set up opportunities for, well, anyone these days to get those chances to make solo plays. It's, you know, no surprise to see Jack and Jarius look for those chances, but we've also seen huge mechanical plays coming out of Panda recently, like the desk said. But that's not a good mechanical play by Panda. That's a miss. And Sizen's there to finish it off. A big whiff coming out early for Dig.
Yeah, in Season 10, we are seeing an awful lot of new mechanics, but this one has been around since Season 0. And Panda will be expecting more from himself in that sort of position. So ATLANTIDE Wave, that is a perfect start, and it's something that you want to see. A lot of times when we do get these, you know, very different seeds playing up against each other, the lower seed might overestimate the opponents they've got ahead of them. And just seeing that mistake will help settle the nerves just a little bit. Prime trying to take the ball into his own control. Here comes Violent Panda. Miss again over in the corner, Johnny. He is not looking comfortable. And now Jack's been beaten pretty cleanly.
Yeah, this is all over the place. Dignitas can't make contact. This is a nervous start. A surprisingly nervous start after 4-0ing the group that they were in, which was a pretty stacked group as well. They dominated it, and it doesn't look like they brought any of that kind of form to game 1. Still time to settle down, and I don't think that ATLANTIDE Wave have been incredibly aggressive here, but they could really think about getting aggressive because the misses are coming in enough from Dignitas, at least up until now, that you can start to even predict them, just read them, getting a whiff on a ball if you've got teammates behind you to back you up.
Oh, over off the backboard, Jarius can't follow up. Here comes Panda off the crossbar. And it was a vicious shot, but not enough. And still Panda looking to settle into this game. He's also been caught out by Sizen. It's going to be up to Jack to just clear. And whilst he did have the option to get the ball over to Jarius, chose just to go a little bit safer.
Really strange game so far, but Dignitas still have so much space to use. Look how deep ATLANTIDE Wave are sitting with their second and third man here. They're sending one forward, but the others are really leaving a gap there for Dignitas to exploit consistently. Dignitas haven't done so up until now. Their shooting hasn't been all that good. We saw the flip reset being whiffed by apparently Jack earlier as well. But if ATLANTIDE Wave keep giving Dignitas this much space to work with, I do think Dignitas are going to get their goal eventually. And that really is all that they need to get back in the driver's seat in this game and be confident once again. But it's still hard for them to get all the way through. Jarius looks for the ceiling route to goal. That's not going to be available either.
Panda almost setting up the opponents over in the corner. You're correct about this very deep line, and
yeah,
get the feeling that's just inviting Dignitas. You know, it was a rough patch of form, but for a team like this, it should only be a patch of form.
Wow.
What a challenge, though. Apparently Jack forced to play it to his own corner. He's going to have to give up 100 boost. But in response, his team has managed to at least get some sort of possession. Prime looks for the drop-down pass. His teammate didn't want to commit that far forward after the evidence we've had so far this game. Not exactly out of character. ATLANTIDE Wave. It goes from being overly cautious as we head into the final minute or so to maybe being the right amount of caution.
Well, they've defended well, and they're playing very quickly whenever Dignitas do come at them. They are responding with no hesitation. But I still don't like this strategy. It's a scary thing to go up against players of Dignitas caliber. The mechanics that you're up against here are usually not the type of players you want to be giving this much space to. But ATLANTIDE Wave, you can't really take it away from them. They've done it for 4 minutes now with success. Can they just do it for one more and win this game?
Yeah, you get the feeling that if this strategy was played against maybe a top blokes, maybe, you know, a more linear team, it'd be the right idea. You got Jarius, you got Jack, and you got 2 players right there that will rip you apart with some of their offensive moves. Here is Panda. Pass to Jarius means he's got to do a little bit of work to recollect. And Jack's still not around to keep the offense going, so now only Dignitas with 30 seconds left, but maybe a little bit far forward for ATLANTIDE Wave. They managed to scramble back. Sizen can't block Violent Panda. Prime once again, unable to beat Jorius. Dignitas setting themselves up for their one final push. A bump as well. Panda off the backboard. And there is no follow-up for Dignitas. It's going to be up to Jack. Drops it to Panda. That's in traffic. No way to shoot for all of them. And Jorius has got to go the long way. He's got to find something for a teammate. ATLANTIDE Wave, huge challenge for them. Apparently Jack plays it off the backboard. Dignitas have got to find something. Still Jack keeping it alive. Redosin for finishing the game, and they will certainly do exactly that. Dignitas, though, made it so difficult in the end.
Yeah, this is why it was such a risky strategy from the moment that they started doing it. Sitting back on a 1-goal lead against players with the control that Dignitas have is a risk. It is a, it's a dangerous strategy, but ATLANTIDE Wave have made it work, and I think the key here was the speed at which they reacted whenever Dignitas would make their move. They're letting Dignitas make moves, and that is, I think, I don't like it personally. If I was, the ATLANTIDE Wave coach, I would hate this. This would give me a heart attack watching players like Jack, Jorius, and Panda being given this much space to work their magic. But at least when they are letting Dignitas make the first move, they're reacting very quickly. You could see, especially at the end of the game here, the aerial defense from ATLANTIDE Wave is extremely fast. They do not take slow routes to the ball, and they don't mess up. They did play a consistent end of the game here. I'll be interested to see if they do it again, though, because it is inherently risky, and Dignitas came to life at the end of game 1.
Yeah, I think we're still yet to actually get a lot of answers regarding the neutral game, because the goal came off of Violent Panda mistake. ATLANTIDE Wave did not create that opportunity. Apparently Jack, probably wondering where this was maybe 12 seconds ago in this series. But for now, he'll take a goal 11 seconds into match 2.
Prime just getting caught on the wrong side of apparently Jack there, gets bumped out to the halfway line, and then that leaves Jack uncontested for the open net as a 50-50 goes in Dignitas' favor. And after sitting back for the entirety of game 1, it is strange to see all 3 ATLANTIDE Wave players advancing at the same time, just seconds into game number 2.
Now over to the corner, Jorius. It's one demo, but that sacrifice was worth it to clear the ball and maybe even set up. Apparently Jack with the 0 boost was somehow able to get himself back. As for Dignitas, there seems to be an idea about some of the passing that they want to do, but nobody's usually there for them. Field pass yet again attempted by ATLANTIDE Wave. I think that's getting a little bit too easy to read now for Dignitas. They've already got players set up. Now, look for the bump. Well played by Sizen.
Wow.
Once again, Johnny, so active defensively.
Yeah, they don't hesitate. As soon as they see what Dignitas are going for, they just dive in and they get in the way of it. So, they're doing it very well, this kind of standoff defensive structure that they're going for. But now they've got to find a way to get some pressure on Dignitas. They, like I said, in game 1, picked up a goal because Violent Panda missed the ball. He ran out of boost, or rather overestimated how much boost he had. Didn't make contact on a routine clear. And outside of that, there weren't any real opportunities for ATLANTIDE Wave to score. Now they're going to have to create one. I seriously doubt that we're going to get the same kind of whiffs from Dignitas in defense.
Jorius almost able to find the angle. Here comes apparently Jack. He almost able to find the angle. He was not far off. Panda keeping the pressure on, but the rest of his team is already heading back. And the best touch either. ATLANTIDE Wave, this might be their chance. Put Panda over in some pressure. Couldn't quite catch his car that much, but still, Redosin moves on in. Flip reset, can't go underneath. But apparently Jack is bumped. And now it's the pass over to Sizen. Jorius by himself, faked out. ATLANTIDE Wave, we question what they could make in offense. They made magic.
Oh, that's just beautiful. We see every single player taking part in this goal. First, Redosin bumping Jack away from the ball as he was setting up a clear on it. And then Prime connects to Sizen on the infield pass and the mind game as well. I mean, every single player outplayed their Dignitas counterpart on that last transitional play. Panda's going to try and get some mind game revenge, and he is blocked at the back post. ATLANTIDE Wave showing up. We expected them to do so, but we also expected Dignitas to rise to the occasion. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, there's always that part of the tournament, though, that we just think, okay, here's where the silly results are. It's a group. You know, they're not going to take every single match quite as seriously. But we then get to this part of the tournament, and this is where teams like Dignitas should start showing up.
Huge rebound by Jack. Jorius knocks it to the backboard, and look at the speed for Jack. Controls the finish as well. Really attacking the ball at the near post and giving the Atlantide Wave very little time to react to that bounce. It was on Radosin to just get any touch onto it. You know, just make sure that you get a piece of the ball so that Jack's flight path will go off target. Didn't make contact though, and you've got to give credit to Jack, who's ignored the flying defender and just stayed on target for the play that he was making. Dignitas lead again.
Jack trying to just chase down Sizen, gives himself some space, but apparently Jack never going to allow that to last too long. And just that rush offense from Dignitas might be that too much. It's off the post. In comes apparently Jack, and it was a miss there from Sizen. Should have had control.
Yeah, we got 3 assists for Jorius now and 3 goals for apparently Jack. Sizen, I don't think, expected the ball to clip the inside of the post like that and bounce out into the center. He must have been expecting the ball to just go straight past that post and into the corner, because that's where he was headed. I think the bounce out actually caught him off guard, and the hesitation enabled Jack to attack the ball again faster than his Atlantide Wave counterpart.
So Atlantide Wave now need to get themselves 2 more goals. Apparently Jack's slight mistouch ends up just being a back pass to Jorius. But 2 players here will be looking at our #1 play from yesterday and thinking, I can score a double flip reset. This might not be quite the time to do it. Atlantide Wave still showing a little bit of offensive power. Pass over to Sizen. Jorius having none of it. Already there.
Well, Jorius is probably the one player who, you know, after seeing Chronic's double flip reset goal yesterday, you know, he's maybe taking a look at that and thinking, yeah, it was all right, you know, I could do better. Not many players would bet on themselves to do one better than that, but I think Jorius would be my player. But if I had to get someone to do it, it would have to be him.
Drop down pass, already intercepted, a very high defensive line from Dignitas, and it's working out because every time Atlantide Wave go for a passing play, it is being intercepted. Apparently Jack almost able to weave through. A 2-goal lead with 40 seconds left. Dignitas should have this game. So Atlantide Wave can make something from this. Prime looking to just take it by himself, but Jorius already waiting for him. You've got to be so much more direct than that. A mistouch from Radosin. 20 seconds left on the clock. Atlantide Wave struggling to find much of anything right now. Everything they try is already being stopped midfield.
Yeah, the Dignitas youngsters showing up huge in this game. Jorius with the playmaker, and apparently Jack with the hat trick. And we've already seen what Panda is able to do. He can solo carry games these days. We've seen him make goals and score goals in plentiful numbers. So they've still got more. Dignitas can elevate further than they already have, but they look like they have got a good matchup here for themselves. That's 2 games in a row where Atlantide Wave, I think they've really only created 1 real chance for themselves, and it was a great, well-executed goal with the bump and the infield pass and then the mind game. But outside of that, they really don't have a lot going for them. They defend very quickly and they defend very well, swarming Dignitas when Dignitas do come at them. I would love to see them just step up the line of challenges a bit further, though, earlier in the game. Really just start switching it up. Keep Dignitas guessing. Because right now, Dignitas, they kind of know that when they have the ball, Atlantide Wave are going to let them have it. And that's bad news for Atlantide Wave.
So I've got some good news as well for you, Johnny. Obviously, this series now tied up at 1 apiece. Top Blokes took game #1 over on the B stream. So, you know, we're looking good right now for 6 out of 6. I'm going to be petrified when the next series end up coming up. I'm waiting to see which one of our group is going to slip first. But for Dignitas, they hope not to slip in game #3. Atlantide Wave know now that this series will not be handed to them. And there's only 1 player, this one right here, Violent Panda, maybe we want to see a little bit more from. Outside of that, Dignitas have been playing very well. It's apparently Jack over the top of 1. Ran out of boost, but still enough to try and take out a player, and it might be a chance.
Oh, wow. Jack looking for a second bump there as well. Not satisfied with the 1. And it would have been necessary in order for Panda's shot to go in. I think Panda might just be on damage control after the disappointing mistake in game number 1. At the moment, he's just trying to play as solidly as possible. And with Jack and Jorius connecting as well as they have. Oh, speaking of connecting, Jorius just avoids Radosin's bump attempt. That's a great play in defense from the young Dutchman. Keeping Dignitas in a tie game for now. They're going to be the team who are really pressing to break that deadlock.
Yeah, absolutely. For Atlantide Wave, this first goal does feel like it needs to be theirs if they are to stand a chance here. That game got away from them in game number 2. Game 1 they took after a mistake from Violent Panda. Speaking of which, he'll be the target man in midfield. Can't quite get to it. Sizen with Prime up in support. Looks for the reset. And there's a point where you go for those sort of plays, you see which player you got to beat, and then you see Jorius' name, and you kind of give up on it.
Yeah, he was sizing up his chances there to get another reset goal, but seeing Jorius fly at you is probably one of the worst things that can happen, because obviously Jorius has so much experience defending those really high-level mechanical plays. Jorius trying to just read another one of these bounces where you don't plan for this to be a double touch when you take off, but it can very quickly become one if you get a dunk like he did right there. Dignitas pressuring, just looking for a way through, but Atlantide Wave, they're set in their ways. They are happy to just take the defensive stance in this matchup. You can't really blame them as of now, because it is still a completely even series.
Absolutely not. And the last game did show us that they can put together some really good plays. Sizen once again wants the flip reset. And once again, it is Jorius, the one to shut him down. Here comes Jorius. Hooks it straight around the first defender.
Wow.
Now his shot is a bit too high. Comes over to apparently Jack, but can't quite get to that one first. Dignitas actually have a few players out of position.
What?
And whoa,
Jorius.
there's Radosin. But yeah, Jorius seemed to go for the as long as I don't hit the target strategy.
I mean, I can see what he's trying to do there. He landed on the ceiling after faking a ceiling challenge, went straight back towards his goal. I mean, it was the fastest possible recovery, so it makes sense. And then he realized about halfway there that he could hit the ball, so I thought, yeah, why not? They're not going to expect this, but unfortunately, his team weren't expecting it either. He didn't communicate it fast enough, so he took everyone out of the game, and Atlantide Wave were able to be first on the scene. Now Jack backed up into a corner, but that's a great clear. In fact, Panda might have an open net off the back of this. Sizen on the respawn, just gets there.
And Sizen will be the happiest he's ever been to be demoed. Immediately put back into position. Atlantide Wave, 2 minutes. And they won't even last 2 seconds.
It's too good. Jorius saw Panda lurking in the middle. And unfortunately for Radosin, he didn't see Panda till it was too late. 1-1, Dignitas in the infield pass, a strategy that has become synonymous with the org since their domination in Rocket League began, is back to help them once again.
Yeah, if you want to get Panda back into form, you give him the bread and butter. That is what he has built his career off. Oh, almost able to find a teammate. Prime was certainly beat. Hey, Jack, early challenge. He's going to have to leave that for a teammate. Nobody around. Atlantide Wave, though, making a couple of mistakes here in the backfield. Just find themselves too far forward. Sizen actually looking for Jorius. Don't know if that's quite part of the strategy or if he's just very upset at the amount of times that Jorius was saving those flip reset attempts earlier on. Panda at least giving out the receipt. Comes Jorius. Beats 1. Looking to try and get past 2 more. At least force the double commit. Apparently Jack's turn. It's a booming clear. The only issue is it hit the ceiling. Does drop down a bit earlier. Prime shot through the smoke screen. Double commit over in the corner. It wasn't the right idea, but Atlantide Wave only had to send one. Panda fakes. 1 minute left. Both these teams having their ups and their downs, but it seems like Dignitas are playing okay.
That was almost a way through for Atlantide Wave. And here's another one. Radosin is going to try and follow up. It's Sizen who beats everybody to it. This is the kind of aggression we've been waiting to see from Atlantide Wave. They're not sitting back. They're not waiting for Dignitas to come at them.
It's Panda.
They're bringing the fight. And Panda with a forced error again. He is not able to match Sizen's speed there. In the race to the ball, 46 seconds in game 3 remaining. And it's Dignitas on the back foot now. What scenes? Atlantide Wave stepping up. They've done something we haven't seen from them up until now, Shogun. That's
it's
aggression.
Not that he got beat to it, it's they flew past it. He was there first.
Yeah, that's the pressure. I mean, he saw Sizen up and he knew he had to go quick.
100% agree.
Yeah, he had to. He knew he had to go, or else he's going to lose the race. And unfortunately, he didn't get the read in time. You know, in his attempt to get there faster, he's missed it. So the speed of Atlantide Wave really showing in the air now.
Well, Dignitas have got themselves one final opportunity. Made this a very heart-and-mouth moment in game number 1. Now, an opportunity off the ceiling. Apparently, Jack not able to beat Sizen to this ball. But it is an opportunity off the backboard. Here comes Violent Panda. One more opportunity. Glorious' shot finished off by apparently Jack. They couldn't do it in game 1. They come up brilliantly in game 3.
That is unreal. Jack just cycled around the back post for the boost steal. It spawned under him as he was leaving the pad. If he didn't get that boost, he wasn't going to make it to that ball to finish off the shot. Just a perfectly timed boost steal there by Jack. As the boost appears, and now you're Sizen again! You've got to be joking. It was Panda in regulation. Now it's Jorius of all people missing the downward bounce. And Sizen proves to be clutch. Dignitas on the brink.
Atlantide Wave are 1 game away from making top 8, and to do it in the upper half of the knockout gauntlet, Johnny. Yeah, no, this is not what we expected whatsoever.
Wow, I mean, you just...
that was ridiculous.
You just have to, you know, clip that entire end of the game. You know, 0-second equalizer, followed by an immediate response in overtime. I mean, I guess we should have seen it coming. Atlantide Wave knocking the wind out of the sails of Dignitas comeback there, but this is huge. Dignitas are in the running for top 6. They're actually in top 6 at the moment in RLCS points, but there's teams like Solary, teams like Guild, teams like Endpoint close behind them. And if Dignitas lose here, there's just a chance that they might not make it to that final day. And that leaves the door open for those teams below them to get into the top 6 and knock them out of it. Massive series here for Atlantide Wave. You know, they can play spoiler to Dignitas' entire season.
I mean, for a lot of neutrals out there, I think Atlantide Wave would be the natural team to go towards, but just to sort of really sway the vote a little bit more, the winner of this one is very likely playing top. I mean, the loser of this one is very likely playing top blokes.
Yeah.
So if you want to blow that entire race open a little bit more, maybe drag top blokes into that fight as well, and this would certainly be the way to do it. But Johnny, your prediction is on the line here, bud. You've got half of it right from the looks of it, but Atlantide Wave, of all teams, might be the one to put us on the wrong track.
You know, I can't really be too upset because what Atlantide Wave showed us in the last game there was, like I said, that was a change-up that we're waiting for. Now Sizen again, he's continuing to test Dignitas goalkeeping. And I think after the display that he was able to put on at the end of the last game, I expect to see him just putting everything on target. Scoring spree might continue. Sizen waiting for the infield pass. He's got everybody on Dignitas pre-jumping in the way of him now.
Oh, Panda looks for the bottom corner. Apparently Jack off the backboard. Here comes Jorius. Wants to make up for the last game. Apparently Jack hooks around yet again. There's a sail away that got the goal back. But now the offense has fizzled out for Dignitas. It's an opportunity for Sizen, clattered out of the way by Violent Panda. Here's the pass over to Jorius. Looks for Panda again.
Oh.
And the pass back just had a little bit too much.
Yeah, he was somewhere between a shot and a pass there. Couldn't make up his mind which one was the more juicy option until it was too late. I think the pass was the one. It would have worked had just had it a little bit further back. Panda's found a way through. Now goals are coming out of nowhere here because with Atlantide Wave just so close to the ball here, you'd expect somebody to make contact, but Panda, around the back of 2 challenges, has snuck it through.
Yeah, you'd think for the 2 challenges they'd be able to cover a little bit more space, but both of them pretty much in the same spot. And just got confirmation from Gibbs as well that winner of this one is on the Team Liquid side of this. The loser is playing to get through and play against BDS in the first round. It is so crucial for Dignitas especially. They need this win.
Yeah, this is absolutely gigantic for their season. You know, all those teams that we mentioned previously that are below them are watching very closely. Well, assuming they're not currently also playing. But, you know, the fans of those teams, they better be watching closely. This is such a big series for so many teams. And it's again Atlantide Wave Sizen rattles the woodwork. He has been such an offensive threat in the second half of this series. Dignitas have got to try and lock him down. You feel like Atlantide Wave are going to have an answer at some point here. I mean, I believe in their ability to come back now. We've seen enough from them. Here they are again, and it's again the Woodworks Dignitas rescue, but not twice in a row. But Dawson finishes it off. They just will not stop getting in all of the positions Dignitas hate to see their opponents in. I mean, I don't know how they're doing this so consistently. Legitimate plays from Atlantide Wave.
And Sizen just punted one of his opponents into the crowd from that corner challenge. That is ridiculous. This is not the same Atlantide Wave we started this series off with. That team was tentative. They were cautious. They didn't believe in the chance they were getting. This team is rapid, and they know that they can put their way through to that top 8. Just need one more. Radosin again looking for their demo. That's opened up a couple of spots on Dignitas. Thankfully, Jorius able to collect. Half of it is hit the ball very hard for Atlantide Wave. It seems like the other half is just hit the player really hard. Doing a phenomenal job of that so far, but now it's up to them to figure out how to get out of this side of the field. Dignitas very difficult to do that against. Jorius bumped away. Infield pass to Jack, who whiffs on it.
I mean, you got to place your shots, but
no way.
Hitting the ball is
way.
Also important. That was an attempt to get a glancing blow to send the ball into a top corner, but when you go for a glancing blow, you are, of course, bringing yourself very close to missing the ball, which is what's happened. Dignitas need to just settle down here. A team who relies so heavily on communication to keep the rotation functioning. They're in trouble. These bumps are really doing damage to them in defense, and the mistakes are being forced now. They're not just happening as a result of misplays. 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Atlantide Wave could send Dignitas to the lower half of the knockout gauntlet with one more goal.
Became so close to seeing Vitality eliminated here on day number 2. Dignitas don't want to be added. It's the crossbar that ends up denying them this time. Breakaway opportunity. Sizen's touch right into the path of apparently Jack. Already up. Apparently Jack wants the double tap. Has it removed from him by Prime, and there's a booming clear.
Followed up with a demo as well. I mean, that's a clear with pressure. Atlantide Wave not just letting Dignitas have that one for free like they were earlier on in the series. They're all over them. They're chasing down these clears, pressuring Dignitas into making mistakes. And Dignitas aren't making mistakes at the moment, but can they keep that up? As now, Radosin!
No way!
Burst on the scene as the center ball comes through. Sizen, goal scorer in game number 3, is now the playmaker. 32 seconds left. Dignitas need a goal or they're going down to face much tougher competition. This is crazy. Atlantide Wave are on fire.
And Sizen has had a star-making performance. Apparently Jack was waiting, not waiting anymore. Removed by Sizen, who then gets the clear. Radosin doesn't want to be dunked. It's all about damage management right now for Atlantide Wave. They know Dignitas are going to push for their extra opportunities. Jorius keeps at least some control. It's over to Panda. Drops down. Apparently Jack won't be challenged for a while. He can set up. Looks for the back. And it's a huge save from Sizen. Now it's up to Panda to keep it alive. Off the corner. In comes Prime. Beats the player.
Wow.
That's going to drop down. And Atlantide Wave have made it to the playoffs.
What a performance, Atlantide Wave. We knew they'd be a threat, but to see this confident display, this complete change of play style halfway through game 3, that's wonderful to see. They decided, you know, we're not just going to wait and see if Dignitas are going to throw this series. We're going to go and make it happen ourselves. Sizen